Once upon a time, in another life, I was a young man, never able to focus, never the best student. I joined eventually what was to be, at the time, a noble cause. Life just isn't fair when you're a young soldier. Training is brutal. You go on one mission and then you disappear. I woke up later, much later, in some sort of bed. I was bound, but it was strange. I felt as though I could break the straps if I wanted to. My mind was foggy for many days after that, but I was able to learn that I had been part of some sort of soldier enhancement experiment, illegal and dirty. I felt better now, though. For the first time, I was strong, and I was important, and I mattered. With my new condition, they wanted to make me perfect. I was assigned a partner, one who could train me to be the warrior that I was built to be. Reyes was his name, Gabriel Reyes. He wasn't part of the experiment, at least all that I knew. From all I could figure, I was the only one. Maybe I was just the only one that lived. Anyway, Reyes was clearly an expert in many fields. He could use stealth to a degree that I had never seen. And he loved missions, and soon we were assigned to every mission together. Master and expert. He became more than just a comrade to me. He was my friend. We constantly fought to be better than one another. I would get one fewer casualties, he was never seen once. Everything was a competition, and we loved it. Meanwhile, engineering had gone too far. The machines that had been built to make life easier, the doctors and the farmers and the scientists, Omnics began to question us. How could we point out the countless evils of slavery but use these things, give them intelligence, and tell ourselves that they were made by us and meant to serve? Their points were very valid, but they began to become dangerous. Regardless of how right they may have been, I was sworn to protect the United States, and I would do so until my dying breath. Reyes and I were part of a special operations team in Russia when we were ambushed, and we were the only survivors. Stranded and unable to complete our mission, we were airlifted out. We were taken to a secret base that neither of us had ever gotten wind of. It was incredibly high-tech, and we were alerted that we, the humans, were losing this war. Our one chance left was to assemble only the most adept warriors from around the globe to make a perfect team. We became the last hope for humanity. We were Overwatch. And it was quickly and seamlessly decided that Reyes was to lead the team, and I was quickly put at his right hand and at the head of the Special Operations Unit. There were only a few of us. Torbjorn Lindholm, who hated the Omnics more than the rest of us combined. Likely short man syndrome. Then there was Reinhard Wilhelm. He was a true warrior, the truest that I'd ever seen. Finally, there was Anna Amari. She was the sole licensed user of an experimental rifle that could allow any soldier to recover from injuries in a matter of seconds in battle. She was skilled, unlike anything I'd ever seen. Her eyes were perfect, and she didn't seem to need the scope to do her job more than adequately. Against all odds, and on many missions, we were finally able to prevail. Along the way, more members were picked up. We got the old gunslinger, Jesse, and then the best doctor in Europe joined our ranks. Then we got an archer who never once missed. After the war, however, the dust settled into the world. All this damage, all this destruction, all these innocent lives lost were our fault. But Reyes changed. He missed the war. He was no longer my friend, and he became dangerous. Every day he called HQ asking for a new mission, something to do, someone to kill. Eventually his mental state was declared unstable, and he was removed from the team, leaving me in charge. I did my best to save the one thing that had ever been good to me, but slowly prices were put on all of our heads. Anna had a child, a beautiful young girl named Faria, but after that she vanished. Slowly, the rest of the team followed suit. The ultimate demise of Overwatch was when the notorious gang, Talon, attacked. There was a fighter in it that seemed to single me out personally. He wore a dark cloak and used 2 shotguns at a time and some sort of dark magic. I feel silly even saying that. A reactor malfunctioned and we were both killed, or should have been. The chemicals flowing through me allowed me to survive, but the same can't be said for Overwatch. It was said that there was one person, someone named Winston, who could bring Overwatch back together. I never believed it. Every part of the team had been destroyed. No one wanted or needed Overwatch anymore. The world would rather have evil than soldiers. I took the hint and stayed dead, at least for a while. One day I couldn't take seeing the evil anymore. I broke into a gang hideout and grabbed a heavy rifle, the one thing I knew, some experimental rockets, and I got out. I traveled around the country, taking out evil any time the opportunity presented itself. I always wondered what would happen to the team, all of them, until this morning. I received word that Overwatch was to be reinitiated due to fears of a second Omnic uprising. I don't know what will happen, but I do know that, for the first time in many lifetimes, I will get to be a hero once more.